got a new truck. Alright, what's going on? Welcome back to another video. As you can tell, we have the C10 chassis on the floor. We're about to start working on this again. So we're going to be stripping it down. We're going to be painting the whole chassis with this POR15 semi-gloss paint. It's really good paint. I think you can tell by my hands it's been there for about a week. Enough talking, let's get to work. First things first, we got to get this thing up on jack stand and start working on it. So I'm not going to lift it up all the way because the plan is take off the rear axle and the leaf springs and everything all together, and then I'll flip the frame, paint the bottom, then flip it back over, paint the top, and then we'll start building. Alright, we got it all jacked up. It's freaking hot in here. If there was a thermometer in here, I think it would be like 200 degrees at least, because Alright, it's Saturday now. The heat's gotten 10 times worse. It is officially an oven in here. As you can see, we have the chassis here. Yesterday, off camera, I wire wheeled the whole chassis. Everything is wire wheeled, ready to get prepped for paint. So I'm gonna give it, I'm gonna wipe the whole chassis down with some prep solve now. It's like a wax and grease remover. So I get all the contaminants and stuff off of it. Alright, we got the chassis painted. This thing is all nicely painted. I like the semi-gloss a lot better than that gloss we painted the OBS. It looks a lot nicer. Yeah, chassis is looking good now. So tomorrow, once this is nice and dry, I'll give it all day today to dry. Tomorrow we'll flip it over and get all the little points that were left on it from the jack stands. And that'll basically be it. We can start building everything back, put the rear axle in, start building the front suspension, and doing all the other good stuff. All right, so next day now, we let this chassis dry all night. We're gonna use that cherry picker now, and we're gonna try to rotate it. See how good we could do that on our own. All right, so we got the truck chassis back here. It's been a couple days. Yesterday I finished touching up the paint on the top side of it, just with like a little detail brush, getting all the little imperfections that I missed. But we're kind of playing musical chairs here, moving stuff around, trying to make space around the shop. As you can see, we're a little tight. We're gonna start building this front end. At least we can get the chassis rolling, and I could, move it in or out or wherever we need to put it to make space in here. All right, so we got everything laid out. We got the lower and upper control arms, the new lowering spring with the drop shock and the drop spindle. Same for this side. We got everything laid out over here. All right, so we're working on the driver's side now. We're getting ready to bolt up we basically have bolted up the lower control arm. So we got a little ahead of ourselves as usual. We got the front suspension pretty much finished up. Only reason we don't have wheels and stuff on it is because I'm waiting on the wheel bearings. I thought these new rotors came with them, but they don't. So once we get the wheel bearings in, we come out the rotors and the brakes and all that good stuff so we can get it rolling. I got the proportioning valve mocked up there on the cross member on the frame. Normally, this comes with just 2 nuts held on the back, but I got this little piece that bolts on, or it's supposed to bolt onto the brake booster since we're not going to be using it, and I cut that bracket off, and I'm going to be using that to mount them both, and it'll look a lot cleaner instead of using the old rusty bolts that were on there before. So we pretty much got all the main stuff routed. I haven't clamped anything down just in case we need to move it. It's easier to move, it's not clamped down. Soft lines are not on. I'm missing the little retaining nut that comes back here. All right, little fast forward. We got these rotors mounted. Got the wheel bearings in today, as well as that steering box. Only holdup is little dust covers, but that's not important right now. We can do it later. We're gonna mount up that steering box so we can start doing all the drag link with the tire rods and stuff. And when we can put the wheels back on, we'll have the front rolling. Definitely weighing down some. Sorry about the fan noise. It's freaking hot in here. Well, we got the front suspension done already. We got the drag link with the sway bars. I'm missing a little grease fitting, but it's mostly done. Steering box bolted on, and all the steering column is on. So basically all we have left now is the brake lines for the front. We can bolt on the calipers for the front, which we don't have on right now. And we have the full brake disc conversion in the rear to do. So all right, another little fast forward. We got the front basically finished up. After that, we can start working on the back. But before we start working on the back, I have a little bit of announcement to make. I was gonna make a separate video on this, but we're gonna mash it all into one awesome, informative video. But long story short, the collection is growing and it has to go down a little bit. But I'll give you a little sneak peek of what's going on. I can't tell you much because we got plans for it, but we got a new truck. It's a 89 Chevy C3500, no BS. It's pretty cool. But that's enough for a little hint of what's coming up for future videos. But since we got that, we got the K car, we got the U-Haul, we got the black 85 C10, we got, what else? Oh, we got the 97 OBS, the Z71. We have this service truck, and this is a parts truck, so I guess it doesn't really count, but yeah. This is basically the weakest link on our fleet right now, so it's gonna be going up for sale in a little bit. Yeah, plan is clean it up a bit, detail the entire truck, make it look really nice. I mean, this truck is really nice and it's super clean. It's a one-owner truck from Oregon School Board, so I don't think it's gonna be hard to sell it. I think it'll sell quick. It's a very clean interior. I have not touched this truck since I got it. This is a dash from another truck. But I mean, this thing is freaking nice. Door shut nice. You got a freaking full-size toolbox in the back. An 11-foot bed. So I tried taking the old fuel out. I put that old pump isn't really pumping anymore, and the new pump pumps too slow. I texted my buddy so I can get this big gas pump thing that I had. I can pump it out with that. I think it'll do it a lot faster, because that thing will be here freaking 2 years. But in the meantime, I'm gonna be taking all of this wiring out of here and that old regulator out to get it ready for the new stuff. I can mount the new regulator on with all the lines up here. So then all I have to do is just mount up the fuel pump, put some fresh gas in it, and it should theoretically start right up. My memory got full, but just finished taking out all this old fuel. Yeah, we flushed it out with some new fuel. It's ready to go. I'm just missing one fitting that I'm gonna get tomorrow to connect the fuel pump, and it should be ready to start. So I'll catch up with you guys tomorrow once we get all that stuff ready, and we'll go from there. All right, we've had a bit of shitty weather these past few days, but we got the truck over here hooking up the pressure washer so we can get it cleaned up. Giving you guys a little before. We got it all soaking in with the degreaser right now. Got the carburetor covered up. We're gonna hook this thing up and start spraying it down. Come back for the after. All right, so all I've done is a quick pressure clean. I have the motor closed. I still have that soaking with the degreaser, but this is a before, right? You know, regular algae and all that nasty stuff on the fender and the hood. And this is just pressure cleaned. Freaking night and day difference. Just pressure cleaning it. I have not scrubbed it or nothing. And the motor, I did go over it once with the pressure cleaner. I'm letting it soak again. But look at that, dude. Damn. We got the dually back in its parking spot. It came out freaking badass. It's not too shiny because I didn't polish it, which I don't think I'm gonna end up polishing it because I don't want to go through all that. But it looks freaking good, dude. I mean, obviously it has its blemishes and stuff, but for being an all original truck and it's 41 years old, look at that freaking dash. I just like how everything is there on this truck. This is the most complete square body I think I've ever owned. The motor I feel like was the biggest difference. Look at that. Sheesh. She cleaned up pretty nice for being just a regular wash. Nothing crazy. I really like this truck. If I didn't have so many cars and had to get rid of some stuff, I wouldn't get rid of it. I'd, you know, build it and keep it, but can't keep them all. So yeah, we got pictures of it already. I'm gonna post it on my Instagram and on my marketplace and stuff. So by the time you guys see this video, it's still available. If you're interested, you can DM me on Instagram and work something out. All right, well now that we got the service truck out of the way, we can finally start working on this thing again. As you can see, I got it turned around and we pulled it in head first so we can start working on the rear brake disc conversion. The one that we're going with is the POL rear brake disc conversion. It's a pretty basic kit, just comes with the rotors, calipers, and the bracket with the brake lines and stuff. The installation instructions aren't very formative. We got one paper. All right, we got the axle back in on this side, as well as the, or I guess it's not back in, but it's on the caliper bracket. Painted the tip from here forward, and then later on I'll take apart the axle and stuff, or take apart the leaf spring and shock and paint the rest of the axle once I have that covered up too, so it'll look uniform. But it's looking good. Got all the new hardware on there. The paint is not going to be glossy. I just painted it right now. It'll dry to like a matte, kind of that same finish there, so it'll look good. You're going to watch for that pin there I was telling you about. It's going to come in right there. There, we're gonna get the C-clip and basically shimmy around in here. And then we're gonna push the axle back out. Now that that's that, alright, so now through the back, push it in, try to line it up as best as you can. And we'll spin it back this way. This is about right. There you go. And it's threaded in there. It's been a couple weeks. I went on vacation. Now I'm back, and I started going through ideas. So now we have both dualies in here. As you guys saw in previous clips, we cleaned this thing up, got it running so we can post it up for sale, but we haven't really gotten any good hits on it. So I'm gonna lower it and then post it up again, see what happens. If it sells, it sells. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I don't mind keeping it. Like I said, I'm selling it because I'd rather put the money into other projects. We're gonna be taking off these drop spindles and putting it on here, and then the drop shackles in the rear. So it's not gonna be as low as this, but it will probably be like a, I don't know, 4-inch drop, maybe 3-inch drop, which I'll be happy with. And we're also going to be putting on these hubcaps. I got my boy Benji helping me out. But yeah, let's get to it. Let's get these wheels off, see how fast we can get this done. All right, so a little fast forward. We got both spindles out of the black dually. We got this side done up already. I put the little hub cover on. Kind of like what it looks like with the chrome. But as you can see, the suspension is fully articulated out, and it's pretty low. I measured it, and there's like a 3 1/4 inch difference from the other side. So yeah, kind of excited. But anyways, I was not going to show you guys the whole process, right? So I saved this side so you guys can kind of see how I do it. This is not really going to be a tutorial on how to do this. Just kind of doing it for fun. I'm gonna put you on the tripod, get a little fast forward of me taking this apart and putting that spindle on. Time to put Big Girl down. I chopped a lot. That looks good. Damn. So now we're going to be tackling the rear of the truck to kind of fix this angle. I went to the auto parts store and got these drop shackles. We were measuring it, and from this hole to, I believe it's this one, it's a 2-inch drop, because normally it sits about like right here with the stock shackle. So I think a 2-inch should be more than enough. Before we put these on, we have a little bit of a roadblock. We got these helper springs that are right here, that if I drop it, I mean, not even freaking half an inch, it's gonna be sitting right on that. So what I'm gonna do, so I don't have to take apart my whole spring just to take off the helper spring, but we're just gonna snip off the tips so it can come down, or I guess come up, and won't be in the way of that, or that won't interfere. All right, well, we got the pieces of the spring cut off. I just did the rears for now because I think that's the only one that's gonna touch. Now we're trying to get these shackles out, trying to relieve some tension. Got the truck on jack stands and jacking up and down the rear end, trying to find a sweet spot to get the bolts out. But yeah, once we get the shackles swapped out, I'll show you guys what it looks like. Save you guys from the boring part. Well, we just got finished up with the drop shackles. It ended up being 4 inches instead of 2, because to get it into here I have to cut this. So we're gonna see how it looks with 4 first and then go from there. It started raining, but it looks pretty good. It's level now. Kind of still has a little bit of a rake, but keep in mind there's barely any fuel in the tanks, and there's nothing in those boxes in the back. So once we put any amount of weight back there, it'll come down that little bit that we need. And also it doesn't have a rear hitch or bumper, which adds on to the weight. But I'm happy with how it looks. It's not too low and it's not too high. Not sure where we're really at with the video, but this is where we're gonna end it. The service truck is ready to be posted. Again, I don't know if I told you guys or not. I had it posted for a little bit, but then I got a little discouraged, so I took it off. Not discouraged, but I don't know. Kind of didn't want to sell it, so I took it off. And I started doing some work to it, but I don't know. If I can get some money for it so I could put it towards the OBS, I'd rather get rid of it now and, you know, put the money towards that, because if not, I'm just going to have a bunch of trucks sitting here without being able to work on them. But before we end it, I'll show you guys how this turned out. So we polished the paint. Looks really nice. You kind of tell a little bit better here in the shade. It came out really nice for, you know, for what it is. We also polished the wheels. We got these little hubcaps on, and we did the drop as you guys saw, 4-inch drop. Polished the rear wheels as well. Got everything cleaned up today. We hit the interior with the extractor for the seat. Got it out here so it could dry a little bit. Painted the door panels as well as these little kick panels on the side here. And that's pretty much it. Just cleaned it all nice, or made it all nice, cleaned it up. And I had some other guy text me asking about the truck before I even posted it. So we'll see if they're interested. If not, then I'll get it posted up. Marketplace and all the other good stuff. And see who wants it. It's a really clean truck. You know, part of me doesn't want to get rid of it. Part of me wants to do a 6.8 drop, put it on 22s because I know it'll look really nice. Yeah, enough talking. I'm going to link down below the add for this truck once I have it posted up, which will be probably by the time I post this video. We're working on some other stuff now. We have a crew cab dually that we're bagging, which I haven't really been making videos on. I'm just doing Instagram posts. So make sure if you guys want to stay up to date with my day-to-day posts, go and check me out on Instagram at Built by Trap, and you can see all our builds there. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hope you kind of enjoyed this weird video. There wasn't really a specific topic or anything, but yeah, it's how it is over here. So see you in the next one. Take it easy.